buddy.
Hi. So, the baby's born. Look at her.
Just show her really quick. Kiwi, oh, you cross-eyed. What are you doing? She just ate, so she's very happy. Are you happy, girl?
Guys, she's literally perfection.
Yes, you are. You are. Yes, are you going to tell your story? She's acting hungry again. Say hello.
Her tiny girl.
Well,
Okay, that good.
so I guess this is our birth story video.
Yeah.
We were originally planning on sharing like the whole birth video, but it was
too vulnerable.
it was too intimate of a moment, and we feel like we just want to keep it to ourselves.
We hope you guys can understand that. We know
Yeah.
a lot of you may have kids or plan to have kids in the future, and we just don't want to have that private and intimate of a moment out there on the internet. That's all.
Yep. But we do feel like we want to share just kind of all the details of the birth, I guess.
A little bit of the complication that we mentioned in the last video.
But we'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so.
You were scheduled to be induced on...
Well, let's start here.
Oh.
Sienna today. Oh, her name, by the way, is Sienna Ray. Sienna Ray Penrod. We just love her name. She is a week and a day old today.
Mm-hmm. Born on the 16th, so it is the next Thursday.
It's the 24th. So she's a week and a day old. She was originally due on February 9th, so she was born a week late. I was scheduled to be induced on the 16th. And my mom came over and stayed the night. And Sayla went to Guy and Angie's house and stayed the night there, the night before the 16th. And we wake up to the alarm on the 16th at 4:15.
I set my alarm at 4:15 to get ready and to be at the hospital by about, what did we say, 6 or 5? 5
we
a.m.
were leaving here at 5 is what our plan was.
Leaving here at 5, be there around 5:15. And my alarm went off at 4:15, and I turned it off. Graceland stood up.
Well, I stood up because I had kind of like what felt like a cramp, but then I thought, okay, I just need to go to the bathroom. And so I stand up and I walk over to our dresser in our room, and I just started gushing. And I was like, babe, I think I'm peeing.
So
and it turned out that my water had broken literally the morning that I was scheduled to go in and get induced. So that was crazy.
So she runs into the restroom to go to the restroom and then yells, babe. And from that moment, I knew that her water had broken. So then we all started rushing and getting ready. And
but the weird thing is I didn't have any contractions. Like, I didn't have any after my water broke or anything. Yeah,
so, all the way up to the hospital. Sorry, our camera ran out of memory space, so had to go free up some space. Okay, continue.
So we get to the hospital. Still wasn't having any contractions. It was like 6 o'clock by the time they came in, and they started an IV, which you can see this terrible bruise because the lady
was just
didn't do a great job on my IV. But that is like besides the point. They get the monitors on me, and I'm walking around the room trying to get like my contractions going because it was weird to me that I didn't have any. And the doctor didn't get there until 9, I think, 8:45, 9. You kind of hear us talking about that in our previous video. Then she walks in and it cuts to the next thing. But she gets there at like I think 8:45. And she comes in and she's like, well, let's give you about or did we decide?
She said, we'll give you, I think, like a couple more hours to labor naturally.
2 hours, I think, is what she said.
Yeah, like 100% naturally. If there's not a lot of progress by then.
No. We were deciding between, because we had already been there 3 hours. And we were like, should we just go ahead and start the Pitocin? Because I was supposed to be induced that day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
that's what I was saying.
Back
it was 100%
we started it
natural.
at 9. We started the Pitocin at around 9. And then, remember, it was
Which
2
is
millimeters.
oxytocin, Pitocin. Oxytocin's produced by your body naturally and helps your labor progress. And the Pitocin part, not sure about, but it helps.
Anyway.
Sorry.
We got 2 millimeters per hour. And then I still was not feeling anything. And so they bumped it up to 4. And I still wasn't feeling anything. So they did 6. And by the time we got to, it was like 12-ish is when my contractions started and like got super
into
intense.
Like active labor.
Yeah. And then at that point when my contractions were super intense, not the doctor, but our nurse came in and checked me. And I was 4 centimeters dilated at 12. And then after that, I was trying to walk around still. And at that point, they were getting kind of like unbearable to where I was literally squeezing the life out of his hands. And like,
and then
it was awful. And then
she basically was like, okay, I'm done. Give me the epidural.
Well, no, they came in. My doctor came in, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And she checked me and she was like, you're 6 centimeters dilated. You can either, like, we have, there was a narcotic or something that they offered me.
Yeah, not going to do that.
And, which there's no judgment for anybody who uses that kind of
It's just foreign to us. We don't typically use that. For me
personally, I've just felt more comfortable going more natural with the option of an epidural. Like, I planned, if things got too intense for me, I wanted the epidural, which we'll get to that. But she checked me 6 centimeters and she was like, you can either do the narcotic, I don't remember the name of it,
or the epidural, or natural.
And she said, you're looking at, like, you're 6 centimeters dilated, you could either go within the hour. So at this point, I think it was like 1:30.
I can't remember. I don't know how she's remembering all these times.
She was saying, because I would remember, like, just, like, having these moments of, like,
vague conversations.
But she was like, you'll either go within the hour, or most women progress, like, 1 centimeter per hour. So you could be looking at, like, 7 o'clock at night.
So another 4 hours before she goes.
She was like, you can either get that epidural now or you can wait an hour. And I was like, okay, let's just wait an hour and see, like, what happens. And so, oh my gosh, those were so painful. I like remembering. And at that point, I was like in the bed, and while she's telling me this, I'm having like several contractions, and I'm like dying. Anyway, so she goes out. We decide to wait for another hour, and then Jesse's helping me labor for that hour. And by the end of it, I was having like intense chest pain. Like,
and she's saying, I'm done. Get the doctor to get us the epidural, all that stuff. And so then at this point, her mom is thinking, okay, she's pretty close to giving birth if she's wanting the epidural at this point because she's so far dilated. And then a nurse that we hadn't seen before walks in the room and is like, hey, I'm just going to check you out, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, whatever. She goes over to the monitor, goes in, checks her, and basically just says, I'm going to hold the baby here.
No, wait, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I was screaming, saying I want the epidural. And so she goes out, to get the IV, because she said, we're going to put you on, this is what we put on right before mom's going to epidural.
Said it's basically just liquid.
Right now, they'll be in a minute.
Yeah. So, okay, so she goes out, gets the liquid for some IV, comes back in, and then Graceland's standing at this point,
I've been
while
standing
laboring.
the whole time. That was the only way that I felt comfortable.
She was switching up positions, but standing.
I was either on my hands and knees or standing or like leaning over the bed. Like being in the bed
was terrible.
Anyway.
So she is like, okay, we're going to get you on this. Basically, the lady the nurse walks back in and says, okay, we'll get you the epidural. She's standing and she has a contraction and we hear a grunt. And me and Graceland's mom look at each other and we're like, she's pushing. This is it. Here it comes. And then the nurse turned around. Graceland couldn't see her, but the nurse turned around and looked at us and said, she's not getting the epidural. She's giving birth. So she comes around and checks her.
Well, at this point, too, we didn't know, but the nurse and my mom knew that Sienna's...
I wanted to say it from my perspective. So she says, I'm checking her. Comes in and, checks her down there and basically says, oh, she's right here. I'm just going to hold her here so she doesn't pop out.
Come so shooting we don't blow out. This baby
We're
out.
Going to get the doctor here first. Little did I know, she had seen that her heartbeat went off the monitor, and that's why she was a random nurse that had walked in there. She saw the heartbeat went off the monitor and was concerned. So she came in to check it, noticed there was still not a heartbeat. So she was holding the baby in there because she suspected that the umbilical cord...
the cord compressed somehow, or maybe the cord was wrapped.
So she was preventing her from coming out so that she wouldn't essentially just choke the baby.
Well, and whenever she put her hand in, she was like, you are 10 centimeters, you're ready to start pushing. Mm-hmm. We're going to call the doctor. And then at this point, you can tell the rest because I'm kind of like...
Yeah, so anyways, other nurses start trickling in. The first nurse that comes in the other one's still holding her inside of Graceland. And then the second nurse that comes in, she whispers to her, she says, call the NICU. So I heard that, but didn't think anything of it. And
my mom was, I guess, freaking out from what she's told us now.
Yeah, because the NICU is for babies that are
y'all know
potentially might have problems with them. Yeah. So anyways, everyone gets in. Basically, she pushes, and
there's like 10 people in the room. Like so many people came in the room, which I don't know if that was the case with Selah.
It's because that there were the NICU nurses as well as the normal team. So she starts pushing. The baby's out within a matter of, 5-6 minutes. Mm-hmm. But as soon as she popped out, I saw her head.
She told me, she said, my doctor was incredible. When she came in, she was like, look at me in the eyes. If you can give me 3 good pushes, we can get this baby out. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea anything was wrong. I thought she was just like wanting me to be out of pain. So I was like, are you sure we can do this? And she was like, yeah, we're going to do it. You just got to give me 3 good pushes. And so I started pushing.
And basically within 5-6 minutes, she's out. Her head is out. And then the doctor says, oh, we have a wrap. Oh, we have a double wrap. So her umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck twice. And she tried to remove it. And it wouldn't budge. So she said, okay, we're getting the rest of the baby out immediately. And so she, like a champ, pushed again and got her out.
The whole baby out.
They unwrapped her and she was basically purple. And I was freaking out. But she started rubbing her and, stimulating her little chest and lungs. And I heard a little squeak. And that relieved the fear that I had that she wasn't breathing. And then they put her up on Graceland and she
when I looked at her, she was purple and
not moving.
I was freaking out. I was like, is she okay? Is she okay? Like,
and then another nurse reached in, started stimulating her, and then she started to cry. Well, not cry. Basically just make little baby noises.
Yeah, and they started her and then she was looking around like all peaceful.
Yeah, she immediately opened her eyes and was looking at me.
And what happy. The reason we said that there were complications was I guess they were calling her a stunned baby, which if you don't know what a stunned baby is, it's basically like a
she had a lack of oxygen for a prolonged period of time.
And usually with that, they like to monitor and just watch the baby for 48 hours. Because usually there's brain damage, and usually there's just a lot of complications that go along with that. But God basically just protected her, and she was perfectly fine. Like literally, not even an hour after birth, she was latching and nursing perfectly.
Oh no! Immediately, the first time that she went to nurse her, she went boom, started eating,
and was nursing perfectly. She was awake probably for the first 6 hours after birth, just like
she was very lively and just happy and looking around.
And ever since she was born, she's just been so peaceful and just such a beautiful blessing. I don't think we've actually heard her like full on cry. Like a few times she'll like yell, like maybe once or twice, but I don't think we've heard her like cry yet.
Not actually, no.
But she is our little miracle baby. And yeah, she's perfect.
Yeah.
And Selah
so
loves
she
her.
sleeps almost all the way through the night. She obviously she'll get up to eat.
She wakes up about the same time every night. Obviously, she's only a week and a day old, so it's not like we really fully know like her routine yet. But she's been waking up at like about 1:30ish, and then like 4. And other than that, she sleeps perfectly. And does nursing
she
perfectly.
sleeps. She eats. She poops. That's basically what newborns do.
Selah loves her so much and has been so good with her. Selah's down for a nap, by the way, so that's why she's not here. But we just wanted to tell you guys the little birth story and
show you her again.
Yeah.
She's happily sleeping. As I said, she sleeps, eats, and poops.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, get it from the front so they can see her.
Oh my.
She's so precious. Oh. And she has so much hair.
Yeah. She makes funny little noises and is just a cute little baby. So.
But we feel so blessed, and we are so happy to see all of you guys' comments and just wishing us well and blessing our family. We're just happy.
Yep.
And we feel so blessed.
So, on that note, this is our baby, Sienna Ray Penrod, born on February 16th, 2022. And she's perfect.
We did not plan that.
We didn't, I promise.
Oh my god.
But we will catch you guys in the next video. You'll see plenty more of the baby, plenty more of Selah, and plenty more of us.
And if you guys are interested in hearing Selah's birth story, make sure. I know I saw one comment saying that you guys were, but if the rest of you are, make sure you comment below that you want to hear her story too. And we will do a video of that.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.